But yeah, no, this shouldn't be that hard. Well, apparently it is in the hardest difficulty. I say apparently because I don't notice any difference with the normal one. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if it affects the timer, if it affects the CPU. I just don't know what it does. But it is set to very hard. Very hard is supposed to be the highest difficulty. It's also something that I cannot show because it's a configuration in a text file. Like, well, the game does have a test menu, but I have no clue how to access it. So instead I just edit the values straight in the files. We don't need any UI. It was very bad. It's for things like that in that attempt, or in this attempt, that I would like to reset, but I don't know how to, and I didn't find how to either. Resetting is very useful, obviously. Now, the corner is not a problem as long as I don't have any car getting in my way. Happens more often than you will want to. It also will be nice to not have all these CPU things hanging there. I don't know if there is an option to disable it. There might be, but the options are so spread across so many different files that it's very hard to to tell where this could be. Also, it's nice to disable the standings on the bottom because not like they are useful at all. Well, it's not about being useful, it's about making it look like an actual NASCAR race, but they don't add anything. Absolutely anything at all. Oh, actually worked. So last lap, differently from the original here, the first place seems like it's pretty close to everyone else. So, see, for example, here it wouldn't be impossible to win. I think it's that guy that is like red and blue. Like, well, red, white, and light blue, this guy. I win. So even making a gross mistake like that one, you can still win. That's crazy. But I don't know what the hardest difficulty this is, but it apparently is. Maybe it's just for the time. I mean, the timer almost ran out, so it almost ran out with a mistake. So without that mistake, it will be in 5. So just like the original, it most likely only affects that. Also, where is my previous record? Well, I guess it's because I got first and the previous one I got second. And maybe they differentiate for that. But yeah, it's a first place. The difficulty, again, just like the original, seems like it will make almost no difference at all. So that's good. Put something. There are some companies that when you input the default letter 3 times in a row, when you get your initials, they put their own initials. Like in Capcom games, if you put AAA, they spell Cap. I guess to make it less lame. Rolling Star. It's not hard, it's simple. The physics are slightly different, so it's hard to get the it's easy to get the corners wrong. They are not that different. They are different enough to require some getting used to. It's like a combination of Daytona USA 1 and 2. Because here you kinda need to brake. At least that's how I feel like. Like if you don't brake in these corners, you're not making them. And I tried some of the other tracks and I felt the same, that if I didn't brake, I wouldn't make them. In the original Daytona, you could get away without braking in most corners. So yeah. Here it's not that much like that. What did it say? Target what? Target nail? That's what I hear. Well, in fact, that's something that I like about the game. Without needing to change any configuration, the music is louder than the sound effects. So if it was the opposite, I would have done whatever it was in my power to change it. The first place is not this guy. It's always this guy, the 82. Red, light blue, and white. I think it's always that guy. At least it's easy to identify. I don't know if you can get like unexpected accidents. So if that guy crashes, he's no longer the first place. Now those were some pretty sad first laps. Yeah, not to worry. This time I didn't mess it up. Yeah, well, since this one is supposed to be exactly the same track as the original, it's pretty clear that the difficulty is easier in terms of winning. They don't expect you to play perfectly or even close. But you still need to do a little bit. It's just a little bit, not anything out of the ordinary. But yeah, it's supposed to be for a more modern audience. In fact, the game has a kids mode. I'm not sure exactly what it does, but I'm assuming it makes the game a lot easier, probably. But yeah, I'm not a kid, so I'm not gonna play that. That's fine. So, into Lakeside. So this is where the tracks start getting quite different. But quite different is a way of saying. Because these are the exact same tracks but mirrored and with different visual, you know. I failed the jump start. But with different graphics. So here like you have a castle and all that stuff, but the layout is exactly the same as the advanced track in the original, but reverse, or rather mirrored. So instead of steering left, you will steer right, and the same, it will be the opposite. So you kind of have to remember the amount of corners you're going through, otherwise you're getting turbo fucked. It's not easy to do, but if the timer is bugged in this one, but you get an insane time extension for this one, which is what initially made me think that the difficulty changer either didn't work or it worked in a way that well, I don't know, that was very subtle. Gotta stay low. I messed up the... okay, it worked, I didn't do the right shift. That's supposed to be 3-4, not 2-3-4. Okay, that also could have been better. But in this track, also just like in the original, you get a lot of margin to simply win. You don't really need to play perfectly. It's essentially in the original, the track that gives you the most amount of margin to win. Not even the oval gives you that much. Getting some distance, but it only takes one mistake. Only one mistake and you're gone. Well, I'm doing well so far. I'm not doing the corner super fast, all things considered, but it's working well enough. And if I can repeat that exact same lap I just did on the next lap, I should win. Will I win? I don't know. So this song is very different from the original. It's just a completely instrumental song. But I don't know if it has lyrics. Maybe it has very quiet lyrics. I certainly don't hear them though. Oh, and there is a lap car. So they keep that just like in the original. There was also a lap car around here. I mean, you could say that it's like the original but with a new coat of paint, and you will be right. And that was on the first try. Crazy. Another thing worth noting is that, well, for some reason the manual transmission car is different color depending on which track you pick. It's not always yellow, but it's also not always blue. In this one is yellow, and in the previous one it was blue, so a little bit weird, but yeah, it's alright. And also another thing that I forgot to mention is the track counter is originally 3 laps for this race and 1 lap for the next one. For the expert one, but I changed that to be classic mode and be like the actual original Daytona to be 4 and 2 respectively. Also, how is it going, Marcao? She thinks. Yeah, I'm actually halfway through, so I don't know if that's a very smart thing to say, because halfway through will imply that the last ones are not gonna be a pain in the ass to win. So this one, the Dinosaur Canyon, it's actually the exact same one as the original. Now I wonder if this song here is the same one that you hear in Modern Oval, or if it's even a different version from that, which that will be a lot of effort. Oh, it actually is a different one. Damn. I can't believe Sega actually put effort in this game. Or more than I expected, at least. Still gotta be careful, because, like I say, the physics are slightly different. Slightly. But yeah, just be careful. Got an OLED switch, nice. Congratulations. I'm surprised that you didn't wait for the Switch 2, which is apparently gonna be announced at some point. Well, I don't know when that point is gonna come, but yeah, apparently it's gonna happen. I mean, I know I won't buy it, but I don't know, there might be other people willing to buy it. That was dangerous. It's okay, it worked. go away. That corner is always so scary. You're addicted to F-Zero 99. Yeah, it can be a pretty addictive game. Though in my case, usually those type of online games, I tend to not get addicted. Because if I did get addicted, I will get salty. So, in the sense that the chances of getting salty will exponentially rise the more I play an online game. So, I try to consume in moderation. Online games, that is. Or, well, all games in general, but especially online games. Nice. Okay, give me one more like that and we are set. I like buying games and consoles and games at launch. Yeah, that's understandable. The drift on Joy-Cons. I mean, all that stuff is something that depends a lot on how lucky or rather unlucky you get with the factory, with how it comes from the factory. Something that depends on that, and there's not much you can do about it. That was free, just like the other one. Team. That was very easy. So yeah, very hard my ass, I guess, but that's fine. Forget about the difficulty. These tracks, when you know what to do, they are not hard. Like the ones that are probably gonna take an eternity are the next two, which are the expert ones. And the interesting thing here is that if I use the default amount of laps, which in this case will be 3, it wouldn't really be that much different, because I got first before the final lap, so in this particular case it wouldn't have made any difference. But yeah, it is what it is. I guess I prefer it that way. But yeah, I can guarantee you the expert ones will be the real hard ones. Cool. But yeah. Come on, I need to beat this thing. So I can move on to the Seaside Street Galaxy. Well, the name of the classic tracks are taken from the Sega Saturn. In the original arcade, the tracks don't have names besides beginner, advanced, and expert. On the Sega Saturn, they actually gave it names, and well, those are the names that are here, which is nice, because I mean, it at least makes you think that they do care about the franchise by referencing stuff that was in the previous games, instead of just cashing in on the name alone. Actually makes it look like they do care. It's certainly a game made with love. Yes, it would have been nicer if it was an actual Daytona 3, but I think it's fine. Because the alternative would have been not getting anything, and that would have been the worst case scenario. Any Daytona is good Daytona. It is a shame though that they didn't really release this in any platform, because this is pretty much a PC game. I think the architecture, like the way the game is coded, I think it's supposed to run in a machine that is essentially a Windows PC. So they could release it on PC officially if they wanted, but I guess that they might still be profiting from the arcade game. So I find that hard to believe that in this day and age they will be profiting off the arcade. But hey, maybe it is the case. I mean, everyone loves Daytona. If there is any arcade game that has lasting potential, it's always Daytona. As I always mention, my city, that is essentially in the middle of nowhere, has an arcade place where the only actual arcade game is Daytona USA. The original, obviously, not this one. We are not wealthy enough to have this one, but yeah. So honestly, those are the kind of things that kinda activate my business instincts. Like, we'll actually build PCs for these people to run this game, just like I'm doing it right now, and essentially connect the original Daytona USA peripherals to this, and voila, you don't need to waste an insane amount of time just to get the original arcade. Well, obviously I'm pretty sure that's illegal to do, but I don't think Sega will care about a poor city in the middle of nowhere, so I don't think they will go after them. Probably. Maybe not. But hopefully not. I'm sure they are gonna be fine. Also, this is close to a win. I think that because of how much I slow down on the final corner, it's not gonna be a win, but it's extremely close. It might be enough. Hold up. Yeah, it is enough. Damn. Got the win, though with a very bad time. Like, looking at that time, 1:58 and 1:49, when I played the original Daytona 2 days ago, I had to get something like 1:45, 1:45 to win. There is essentially 10 seconds there that can serve as margin to win. But yeah, at least this track is done, and the next one that is, well, this one but mirror, and also with like the original landscape, that should be a lot easier because I'm a lot more familiar with it. So it might not take that much time to get that one. But that being said, we will see about that. But no, I believe that it should be fine, because yeah, it's the good old expert track, just with better graphics. So yeah, shouldn't be a problem. It would be so nice if they did the same thing but with Daytona 2. They could just call it Daytona Championship USA 2. Okay, and here obviously we have a remix of Sky High. As you would expect, it's very needed, very necessary. Without it, I don't know what I would have done. So here, the interesting thing is that the Jeffrey statue gets replaced by Akira. They are both Virtua Fighter characters, so in that regard, it's also another pretty nice thing to do. It's as I say, this game does have love put into it, for sure. They also obviously could have done a lot more and have a lot more original content, but it is a game that, at least my impression is that it is made with love. Wait, no. Here, okay. Got that. I slow down a lot though. There's no one behind me, Schizo. Well, no, there is, but no one that matters. And I think that these versions of the songs are supposed to be the original. In the sense that it's a remix, yes, but it's a remix using the original tracks. Because this looks exactly like Mitsuyoshi's voice from the Sega Saturn version. Like, it sounds so... It sounds like that, essentially. But it most likely is. This one seems like it will, without any mistakes, that is, this will go to a victory. Without any mistakes, that's the key word, and that's a mistake. That is a mistake. Not a super gross mistake, mind you, but enough of a mistake. No, I'm not gonna change gear, bro. Don't you know how to play the game? In this corner, you stay in third gear. Come on, dude. Do you even Daytona? It looks like you don't. Alright. So yeah, it's a matter of not making mistakes, and I got this. Nice. So this guy is still quite low, but quite close. He's ahead of me. How are you gonna do this last corner, I wonder? I don't know how he's gonna do it, or rather how he did it, but it's not enough to win. For him to win. It's enough for me to win, though. Alright, so that was first try. After getting the new one. Yeah, I guess it was to be expected, especially since it's the same track, but this one is the one I'm familiar with. But damn, that was pretty nice. The Akira statue, I'm a big fan of it. I don't know why they wanted to change the other guy, but well, Akira is more iconic. It's just that Virtua Fighter in general is not really an iconic game, at least not anymore. It used to be back then, but yeah, I guess if you are gonna use an iconic character, it's Akira, obviously. So well, that's all the tracks in hardest difficulty.